Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My hormones make me a nutcase.
Welcome, welcome.
Hope you're all doing well. We are recording this on one of the hottest days of the year, so Amy's loving it. I'm hating it.
Emma loves it when we're near a pool. So when we did this in summer last year in Spain, it was great. But
Yeah,
we don't have a pool anymore. Whereas I've had to come in to do this podcast. I'm sad about that.
sad times, sad times. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about choosing the hard decision or the hard choice over the easy option. And our affirmation for today is every hard choice I make builds the life I truly want.
Yeah. So many people that there's a difference between choosing your hard, right? You can either sit on the sofa and do nothing all the day. All the day? All
All
day.
the day. That's what
Uh-oh.
the sun's doing to you.
Yeah, this isn't gonna go well. Oh dear, I apologize in advance. So you can, yeah, sit on the sofa, eat whatever you want, don't do a lot of things. Like that's easy to do in the moment, but that's so hard on the body long term,
Yeah,
right? So like if you start doing that in say your teens into your 20s, by the time you get to 50, you're always doing that. Then you get people then are like, oh, when you hit 30, it's really hard, you ache, you do this, you do that. Like it's not like I don't think you personally ache after 30 if you look after yourself, right? If you stay
yeah, for
strong and if you
sure.
still keep doing stuff, if you keep mobile and keep moving, like, yes, you might have a few injuries and stuff, but you can get over them and continue to do what you're doing. Whereas if you're doing nothing all the time, you're gonna ache, you're gonna find things tough, you're gonna find daily life hard. Like, whereas choosing your hard in the moment, no, I don't always want to go for a run. I don't always want to do a workout. This week, I'm still like, I need to go and do a weights workout. I'm like, oh, I've still got 2 days this week to do it. It's fine. I will get it done. But it's fighting that battle. And that's hard in the moment, but actually long term, it's going to be better for me or us, because we're going to still be mobile when we're like 60, 70, 80, be able to run around after our grandkids and kids.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think sometimes when you think about like I don't know, for my wife, for example, of like someone asked me actually recently, "What are you training for?" And I was like, obviously, I've been injured, which I'm still recovering from, but I was like, I'm not training for anything. Like I'm not training for a running competition or you know trying to lift extremely heavy weights. Like yes, I'm training to recover from my injury, but ultimately, like you say, I'm training so that when I get into my 50s, 60s, 70s, I can get out of bed, I can, be independent and look after myself and move and feel the best that I can. Like it doesn't have to be this crazy thing. Like you don't have to go to the gym to be the best power lifter, or you don't have to like go for a run to run the quickest 5K. Like you can just train to live well. Um, so yeah, I think, and like you say, it is hard. Like sometimes, like this morning, I needed to walk the dog before before 7 a.m. really because it's so hot. I didn't want to get up at like 5 a.m. But I was like, do you know what? I need to go and do it for myself so I get my steps in, but also so that the dog doesn't die. Do you know what I mean? I know I don't have to walk him, but I wanted to walk him because he likes to have his walk and I like to go out for a walk. But yeah, all these little things that are hard are all going to make your future self feel better. Sorry, I just rambled off then, but yeah.
No, carry on. You keep rambling because what you said is true. Like, absolutely. And yeah, like we say, in the moment, it's easy just to do nothing, but actually, it's not the easy option at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think both the easy and the hard have consequences. Like, and actually, I was listening to something the other day, and both decisions serve you. So, like in that moment, say I've woken up this morning and I thought, oh, I want to go take the dog out. I need to do it before this time. The easier option for me would be I'm just going to stay in bed. But that option still serves me because it's comfy. Like it's cozy. I can kind of stay in my bed, and I was going to say stay warm, but I was too warm. But anyway, usually it's like I can stay warm. Maybe I go back to sleep, get a bit of extra sleep, or I can watch a bit of TV, whatever, get something on my phone. That decision still serves me, but also the hard decision serves me because I get out, I get my morning sunlight, the dog gets walked, I've got my steps in, or it gets too hot. It's keeping me healthy for further down the line. So both of those decisions serve me, but the harder decisions serves me in the long run. Whereas laying in bed, being a little bit comfortable, maybe having a little bit of extra sleep, which I probably wouldn't be able to get back to sleep anyway. Yes, it's a short term kind of, yes, maybe it feels a little bit good, but actually long term, it's not serving me at all. So I think sometimes
Absolutely.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to decide which one that you're going to do. Like, I think having a mix of like both as well, because yeah, absolutely, there's days that you just think, oh, actually, I need to stay in bed. But 90% of the time, the option would be you should probably get up and go out.
Yeah,
And everyone's tired in the morning. That's a hard decision to make when you've just woken up. But actually, when you
mm,
start getting into the routine of doing it, like it gets a lot easier. It's like anything. If you've gone from just sitting on the sofa doing nothing all the time, you're going to have no energy. You're going to be tired. One, you're probably not fueling your body like you should. Two, if you're not moving, then you're probably not creating any energy because normally the more you move, the more energy you create, so on and so forth. So you do more. Like I get people like, how do you do all what you do? I was like, well, I'm always used to moving, so I've got the energy to do it, and I eat what I should be in to fuel me to do that. But like, I've just been away for the weekend, and we didn't really move that much. Yeah, we walked around places and stuff, but on the level of what I normally do, we didn't do that, and we ate and we drank cocktails, and my stomach was in bits. Like it hated me, and I felt tired and blah. But actually, like I was like, right, Monday, I need to get back on it because I need to feel better again and more energy. So depending on what you're doing, like yes, it's going to be hard to start with, but as soon as you start building momentum, it may take a few months to do that. But when you start doing it, choosing your hard is going to be easier.
yeah, yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, definitely. Like to begin with, all those hard choices are really hard. Like
Mm,
if you're just trying to get up early, maybe I'm just using that as an example of what I use, but if you want to get into a routine of getting up early and going out for a walk every morning, if you're used to laying in to whatever time, it's going to be so hard because you're so used to being in your bed and sleeping in and whatever. But like for me, yes, it was still a little bit hard, but it wasn't that hard this morning because I'm so used to doing it that that little voice in my head just goes, just get up. And I do. Like,
mm.
so it's the more you build a habit, the hard becomes easier. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah,
That was
100%.
what you said, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, your little voice in your head stops winning as much. Like, and the other voice in your head that's telling you you should get up, that one starts winning more. And that's where you want to get to. But to get to that point, you have to get through the hard shit first.
Mm,
Like, it's never going to be easy. And only thinking that it should change in a month is not going to happen. Like, you can
no.
start making changes, but you're not going to miraculously be like, oh, I get up every morning at this time, it was so easy, I've got there, yes, I've done it in a month. It's not going to happen. You need to build it up rather than
Yeah,
just thinking it's going to happen overnight, because it won't happen overnight.
definitely. And I remember I was going to bed religiously at 10:30, and that was like, right, I'm going to bed at 10:30. And I wanted to move it to 10 p.m. because I was like, that just gives me that extra half an hour each night. And it took me like probably over 6 months. Every night I
Mm.
was like, I want to go to bed at 10. And then I'd be like, just one more episode of whatever I was watching. So I was like, oh, it's just a bit more time to chill and zone out, watch something I enjoy. And every night I would fail, like not fail, but I would, yeah, essentially fail. You can use that word for sure. And it literally took me to one day and I was like, am I going to do this or am I not? And I was like, yes, tonight is the night. I'm turning it off. Even if I don't sleep straight away, I'm going to sleep at 10. And then it was just like, okay, it's really hard, but I'm turning it off and go to bed at 10. And I consistently chose that hard. And now I can't even stay awake till after 10 p.m. Like usually I've fallen asleep by 9:30. Like, but so now it is just easy. There's every now and then that I go, oh, I'm not that tired. I really wish I could just watch one more episode. But in my head, I'm like, no, because these are all the consequences of those actions. I know that I naturally wake up at like 5, half 5 anyway. I'm just one of those people. So I need to go to bed at 10 to make sure that I'm not going to be overtired tomorrow. But that's like an instant thing that comes on in my brain, and it's like go to sleep. Like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
is my cutoff point.
Yeah, it's not worth it, is it? Because then when you do it, you're like, oh God, the next day just trying to function is pony. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
no, why did I do that? Even at half an hour, it makes a difference. Like, I'm the same as you, 10 o'clock, I put my book down. I'm like, no, 10 o'clock, I'm done. If people make me overrun, if they keep talking to me, I'm like, excuse me, no, bedtime.
People aren't having contact with me after about 7 p.m. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I suppose like my mum and that, they start talking to
Oh
me and
yeah,
I think,
true.
oh God damn it, stop it. Shh. You've had all day to talk to me. Why are you talking to me now? Bedtime.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't have that. Sam knows. He's like that. She's asleep.
She's off. But yeah, and I mean, like looking at it in like changing your mindset towards it, so that like for you, that's now not a punishment, right? Because some people go like, oh yeah, but they're bed by 10, that's really early. Like, why would I do that? Like, and they probably see going to bed earlier as a punishment, but actually it's giving yourself more self-respect,
Mm,
like you say, because you
yeah,
know what the consequences are going to be the next day. And like, do you want to be tired and aggy? Because no one wants to be tired and aggy, do they? But you know, like if you don't go to bed at that time, that is potentially most likely going to happen.
yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
it's actually respecting yourself and sticking to the things that you know that works for you, right? Like it's like even when we went on holiday, right? We're both like bed by 10. Like we were out one night, weren't we? Like, oh my God, we were eating Mexican at like 9:30 because we got there late. Oh, I don't know what happened. We were there late anyway, and we were both looking at each other like, oh my God. Because we were like, yeah, Friday we'll go out for some drinks. And then we started eating our Mexican and we were like, nah, should we go back? Because we're both tired. We were like, yeah, absolutely.
I know. I'm so glad we were on the same like wavelength, like for that holiday. Because you know, there's some people that are like they're just awake still, and you're like, how? Like, I need to go to sleep. Like, how do I get out of this? I don't want to be awake at 11 a.m., 11 p.m.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely not all the way through to 11 a.m. But yeah, no,
No,
I know.
no.
And it's hard, like we say, it's hard getting into a routine and hard doing these things. But if you start doing it slowly, pick like one night a week to start with, then go, right, I'm going to do it twice this week. You've got 7 days to complete that. Like, I think people
Mm,
sometimes forget they don't have to do it on Monday, Tuesday. They can do it. You can do it on a Wednesday and a Saturday. Like it's fine. Like you have those days to do it. But just start incorporating it slowly. The one thing that you find hard, do it slowly and do it consistently slowly. And the more you do that, then you'll build it up quicker than someone that wants to go all guns blazing and then basically fails because they go, that's not working.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I think going back as well to like the reframing thing of like you're doing it to empower yourself. Like you're
Mm,
doing these things for yourself to help you feel better in the future. You know, it's not going to be a quick overnight thing, but rather than saying, oh, I have to eat this healthy meal, or I have to go to the gym, or I have to do this, maybe try reframing it as if I get to go to the gym, or
mm.
I get to eat this nutritious meal. It's going to make me feel good. You know, I'm not saying you've got to be Mrs. or Miss Positive all the time, but just those slightly, just tweaking those things slightly in your mind might just help you to think, oh, I don't want to cook dinner tonight. It's going to be so boring. It's not going to taste good. To what can I make that's going to fuel my body that actually really tastes good that I'm looking forward to eating? You know, like just
Mm.
reframing that so that it's not so negative and hard. It's like a little bit more exciting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, like reframing that with you said it just a minute ago when you were talking about changing the time of when you were gonna go to bed. And then you said to yourself, no, I will do this instead of, oh, I'm going to, or I'm gonna try, or hopefully, like the more you say those words, a client will text me saying, hopefully I'm going for a walk tonight. And I'm like, hopefully. And they're like, oh,
Mm,
well. And I'm like, yeah, but if you say hopefully, the chances are you probably are not going to do that. Like 90% of people are not going to do it if they go, oh, I'm hopefully going to do that. Or I might do that. Because, I know if I say, oh, I might do that, I've probably already thought I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. But I
yeah,
just say it to be polite. When actually, when you are promising yourself something, or you're going to do something and you want to make that change, use words like I can, I will, I'm going to, like now, basically have something that says you're actually going to do it rather than something where you might do it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's so powerful. And actually, the way you say it to yourself or say to other people, like, yeah, I will do it, or not even I will, I'm going to do it. Like,
Mm,
it's like, okay, I've committed to this now. Like, I've got to do it,
yeah.
rather than yeah, might do, yeah, maybe next week. Or it's like when I have like a call with a client, for example, or a check-in or something, and they're like, I want to do 3 walks this week, and I'm like, okay, cool. When are you going to do the walks? Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, what
Mm.
days work for you? Like, what days can you do the walks? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, and what time are you going to go for the walk? Oh. Then they're like, oh well, I could go probably after dinner each night. Okay, perfect. What time is that? And it sounds silly, but actually, you've got to make the hard easier for yourself. Because if you just
Mm.
say on a Sunday night, I'm going to go for 3 walks next week, but then Monday happens, Tuesday happens, Wednesday happens, yeah, I'll go tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow, because you haven't scheduled it in, you get to Friday and you're like, shit, how am I going to fit my 3 walks in now? That's fine, I'll
Mm.
just do 3 at the weekend. Well, that's not going to happen. I'll probably, do you know what I mean? Like, because you've already got Monday to Friday, you've got 3 to fit in. You could do 2 walks on the weekend, but if you haven't managed to do the one in the week, how is that going to happen? So, like,
Yeah.
plan, schedule it in. Like, I literally have, and I know you're same as me, you love to plan. Like, in my diary, I'm like, walk Fred, go to the gym,
Mm.
do this, do that. Like, this when I'm seeing this person, this when this happens. Like, even on my weekend, sometimes I'm like, right, this is my plan for the week. Because I need to know exactly like what times I need to do things. Like if I need to be back for the dog or do something, like I need to know what time I'm going to get to the gym, what time I'll be back from the gym, which days I can go. And that way I'm going to stick to it and not going to wake up Monday and go, no, yeah, maybe I'll go later, maybe I'll do it then. Because then it probably just won't happen.
Yeah. And those weeks that you don't do diary like that, or you don't plan stuff like that, because I do it. I don't do half the things that I normally do if I've got it written in.
Mm, yeah,
It's mental how much that can actually make a difference when it's in front of you and you know when you are going and what you're doing.
definitely. It just makes
Planning just makes
the
life
hard a
easier.
little bit easier. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it does.
understand people that don't plan. Like I just can't understand it.
I can't either. It blows my mind that
I know.
people can navigate their life on a day-to-day basis, even with like kids and everything, without having a plan. You're some sort of superhero. If you're getting everything in and you're remembering everything and you've not planned anything, then Jesus, hats off to you, because I don't have any of that and I struggle without a plan.
Same. I even plan like sometimes I'm like if this is on at this time I'm like I need to have dinner at 6:27. No, I'm exaggerating, but do you know what I mean? Like I need to have dinner between this time and this time because I've got something on before and after, and maybe this
Yeah.
happens, and I'm like so that needs to happen there. And
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
Sam, my husband, who's not a planner, I think sometimes he's like, who is this woman? Like she's planning a dinner for like between these times. I'm like, but it has to be done. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same. Like, and especially like for me where I play sport, like if I don't eat at the right times, then I
yeah,
either trying to run on eating a full dinner, absolutely not. Or I'm having dinner at 9:30 because I'm like, right, well, I'm gonna have to have a snack now because I haven't got time for dinner. And then oh yeah, it just goes, yeah, it needs to be planned. Anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway, we
make
digress.
your harder easier. Yes, we always do that. But make your harder easier by planning. Hopefully you're a planner.
Yes, yeah.
And if you're not, please email us and tell
Yeah,
us how you
how you
navigate
do
your
it.
life without planning. I'd love to hear
Honestly,
how
I
someone
would.
does
I
it.
would.
Oh my gosh.
But I do think as
Oh,
well, like if you're going through like a coaching program or trying to like change your lifestyle and things, I also think it's a good thing to know and expect that when you get to the end of that program, that life isn't just suddenly going to be hunky dory, everything's going to be easy, everything's going to come naturally. Like, yes, you are creating these habits that do get easier, but living a lifestyle that serves you and is healthy is always going to be a little bit hard.
mhm.
Like, because it is always the easier option to just have that eat quick meal, to have a takeaway, to not go out and walk, to not exercise. Like, it is the easier option in a way, but then you end up feeling like absolute shit. And then you want to change your life, but then it's so hard because you've got all of these really bad habits. So it's like to continue with the habits that you've built, yes, it's going to be tricky. You're going to have to talk to yourself and you have to be consistent and disciplined. But I promise you that path is so much easier than if you don't do anything at all and then you just feel like absolute dog poo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, 100%. And like if you do have a coach, like there's only so much we can do, right? There's we can give you the guidance, we can give you the information, we can give you the program to follow for your exercise. We can tell you, okay, yeah, you need to go out on a walk or all of these things, we can tell you them, but we cannot do it for you.
Yeah.
Like I can't come around your house every day and go, right, come on, out for a walk you go, right? What you
I know
eating?
you'd
Come
love to
on. I
do
mean,
that.
I would, if someone wants to hire me to go to their house for like a week just to see what shit they do, I would, oh, I'd be in my element. But that would cost people far too much money to do that. I mean, I'd be laughing, but
You'd
yeah,
be there
but
like, come on,
oh,
5:30, get outside.
outside, yeah, what
Right,
you doing?
breakfast
Watching
time.
TV? Yeah. I would be. Right, come on. I'll follow you around at work, see what you do for a bit. Right, come on, get up off your desk, off your hop. Oh my God, I'd be living the dream. But yeah, we cannot do it for you. You have to give yourself that kick. Like we do it. We go off piste for a bit and then you get to a point you go, no, this needs to stop. I need to get back on it because you know what it then feels like when, say, you go out for a walk and you think, God, this is hard, or oh God, it's really hard cooking my meals because I've not been in a flow of it. Like when you get off holiday and someone's been cooking for you all week, and then you come
Mm,
home and you think, oh shit, now I've got to do my cooking. Oh my God, I don't want to do that. Like, but you have to give yourself a kick and be like, no, come on. Because if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. And then
no.
you've got to live with that. And it's going to be so much harder for you when you've then got to make moves again to get back to where you were. Like,
Mm.
yes, there will be some times where you dip and flow. What's it? Ebbs and flows.
Evan, ebbs and flows, yeah.
Yeah, dip and flow. We
Dip
got
and
a new
flow,
one.
yeah.
Well, um, and you are going to feel a little less motivated, but you're going to have to give yourself a kick because it will not work otherwise. And your health and your body is there for life. So if you don't look after
Yeah.
it, you're going to suffer the consequences essentially.
Mm. And full transparency, like last week, I just didn't want to cook. I really just wanted to eat out and have takeaways every single day. Like I haven't been like that for a long, long time. I've been
Mm.
on holiday and it was really weird. And I was like, I can't remember even what we had now, but I did actually have, sure, I had a pizza one night. Sure, I had a McDonald's one night.
Oh my God.
Like being, I know, and it's not, it's this, don't get me wrong, I still eat takeaways and go out for dinner, but it's not like, it's once or twice a week. But yeah, I was just like, I'm just not feeling this. And I got to like the end of the week and I was like, I need to have a talk with myself because like this is not making me feel good. This isn't my bank balance. And what is going on here? So I said to
Yeah.
myself, I was like, okay, what can I have that's like I did a food shop. So I was like, I've got stuff in the house. I had stuff in the house anyway, so that wasn't the problem. I was just in that mindset. But I had a jacket potato with tuna on the other night, and I was like, right, that's it. I'm back into my rhythm now. So I'm just being honest with that because I am a coach and I want to live a healthy lifestyle, but we still go through those times where we slip up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. But,
No.
and I chose the easy on those days because, yeah, I don't know why, but it just happened. But hit myself up
Yeah.
the bum and I'm back to it now.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's how you pick yourself up and how long it goes on for. Like you say, like I went away for the weekend, we ate so much crap. Like, and now there's biscuits in the fridge. I've had a biscuit every day. Like last night, my dinner was a bowl of quarks and fruit and a scone because I couldn't be asked to cook. And I was like, oh, that'll do. It's on the side. Fine. I wouldn't normally do
Yeah,
that. Whereas tonight, I'm like, no, you need that. And today, I've been like, right, make breakfast because I didn't make breakfast yesterday either. I had a Marmite roll. I never have that for my breakfast, but I just couldn't be bothered. And then it just led on from there. Like I had a salad at lunch, that was fine. But the rest of it, I was like, no, can't be asked to make pancakes, can't be asked to do my dinner. And then like today I was like, no, 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 we need to stop this now. Right, make your pancakes. Go and
yeah,
make chicken salads. And then tonight I'll just have scrambled eggs or something because it's quick and easy before football. But like, yeah, you
yeah,
just gotta do things that are easy that get you back into something because you will go off. Like, it will happen, but it's how you get back on and how quickly you get back to it.
definitely, definitely. I think there's always that saying, like, if you miss or you go off track for a couple of days, try and not let it go past the 2 day mark because
Hmm.
it is like if you miss a day and then maybe the second day, if it then goes into the third day, then when we get into that like effort territory of like, oh well, I've already failed, so I'll start again next week, and all that kind of stuff starts to come back in. So try not to let it go past that 2 day point and just get back on it. Unless you have a holiday for a week, then enjoy yourself and then just have a plan for when you get back.
Yeah, make it easy for yourself. Absolutely. I think we also need to look into like you were saying earlier, like why do you train? We need to look into like our why. Like I think it's easy, well, it's definitely easier for a lot of people when they have a specific goal in mind,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
but you're not always going to have one. There will
Yeah,
be periods of your life where, like you're training to come back from injury or whatever, you don't necessarily have a race you're going to run for, or I don't know, a fitness
yeah,
summit or a walk or whatever it is. You don't have that to go, right, I need to aim for that date or a holiday, say. Some people's whys are their holiday, right? Because they want to feel comfortable. But there has to be another deeper reason why. It can't just
yeah.
always be because of an event that's going
Mm-hmm.
on, because you won't ever do it. Like for us, like we know, like our why is because I want to be a strong, independent woman that's still walking up hills at the age of like 90. I don't want to be like sat in a chair in the corner, like little frail old lady that can't play with grandkids or people's kids, or that sounds weird. Just you know what I meant. The more I was saying that, I was like, hang on a minute. I only said other people's kids because I might not have kids. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
I know what you're
or
saying.
just run around with like the family and stuff. I don't want to be
There
sat
we
there
go.
like with
Just
someone
yeah,
like waiting on me, like because I can't do anything. I want to be able and I want to be joining in. I want to still travel when I'm older. I don't want to have all these problems where like my insurance costs me like 100 quid or 600 quid to go on holiday. Like,
mm,
so obviously I know like bigger health problems may not, that could still happen. But if we can
yeah,
reduce as much as we possibly can before that, like that is the massive goal. In the back of your head, no, if I don't train or don't do this, then eventually this is going to catch up on me. So I think you need to
mm,
just understand your why. So when you're doing that, ask yourself, like, why do I want to do this? And then ask yourself why again, and then
mm,
come up with another answer, and then off the back of that say why again. It's like a really annoying child, right? I think people think this when I send them their like forms when they first sign up. It's literally like, okay, but why? Okay, but why?
yeah,
But
yeah. The
why?
five
But
whys.
okay, why? Yeah. So, and they're like, and by the end of it they're like, oh, I just don't want to die, or I just don't like the way I look in the mirror, or I just don't like this. And I can see that they're probably getting annoyed at me asking why, but it is that annoying child. But the more you ask why, the more you answer why you want to do something.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me as well, like with suffering with my mental health, I know for me, like if I don't go to the gym a few times in the week, I just start to feel a bit like more anxious and like agitated and like so for me, when I'm like, oh, do I want to get up early and go to the gym? I'm like, yes, because I know that I'm going to feel better after that gym session. I know that mentally I'm going to be feeling my best for the day. Like it's just going to make me feel good physically and mentally as well. So like that's a really strong driver for me, because I know if I'm not consistent with my movement and like things I put in place for mental health, I don't want to feel awful. Like I don't want to be depressed or like really anxious or feeling that way. So like for me, I'm like, I know I need to make sure that I do my workouts, I do my walks, I do all of X, Y, and Z, because that is going to keep me functioning as a whole. And yes, it's good for my future, but it's also good for me right now too. Like it's
Mhm.
serving me right now, because yeah, I know what it feels like to feel depressed and anxious and low and all those things. So I have to put these things in place to keep me going and to keep me feeling as positive as possible. Um, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what's more difficult, you not doing a workout or you feeling depressed?
exactly.
Or
And
you
it's
doing a workout, sorry. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna pick the hard of going to do the workout over feeling depressed because that
yeah,
just is so outbalance, like outweighs. Yeah, the hard is a completely different hard, isn't it?
definitely, definitely. Yeah, I think that is keep your why there, but like we said kind of earlier as well, keep that like the negative side of it as well, like of what you don't want to feel like. Both of
Mm,
those are strong. You can't, yeah, I think you can't just use the one. You've got to kind of use them both at the same
together.
time. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, that's a really good thing to say is always remembering that, isn't it? It's not to be negative, but remember those things. Like, and until you know what it feels like to feel good, like I feel like this is why people struggle, right? Because they don't know what it feels like to feel good. But when you do,
mm,
and you might say, oh no, actually I don't fancy a drink or I don't want that chocolate cake. You're not denying it because you don't necessarily want it. Oh, and if you want it, absolutely crack on, you do you. But like you might just be thinking, actually, do you know what? I know that's not going to make me feel great today, so actually I don't fancy it. Like, and that person offering that to you should just be like, all right, then fine. If you don't want it, it's fine. Like, it's not a problem because you've said no. They should respect what you've said.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I had something in my head that I was going to say, and now it's gone. Oh yeah, and I think as well, like when you are making progress, and I think it's always really important to check in with yourself and see like how far you've come as well,
Hmm.
because I think sometimes like people start to make these hard choices and they start to make changes. And I was speaking to one of my ladies the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere." And then she sent
Yeah.
me this message of all of these things that she'd changed. So to start with, she wasn't moving at all. And now she's getting up every day and going out for a long walk most days. I can't remember what else on the list, but it was this big message of, oh, I've done this. And I pinned it on WhatsApp to the top. And I was like, when you come to say to me next time, you know, I'm not sure like if I'm doing anything, read that message because you clearly just said that you're now eating breakfast. These are things, yeah, now I won't say too much. I don't want to, just in case, just want me to share. But there were so many things on there. So I think it's just important to remind yourself of like how far you've come as well.
Mm.
And I know like in our coaching business, all that kind of stuff as well, like sometimes you think, oh, I think I'm like, am I doing enough? And then you're like, I've actually come so far from the beginning. And it's the same thing in like your health journey. Like you've got constantly got to remind yourself, oh yeah, I've changed all these things. I'm so proud of myself. I'm doing so well. I've got to keep pushing, got to keep going. But don't get stuck in that, oh, I'm not doing enough or I could do this. Like be proud of yourself, but keep going at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a client the other day. She said to me, she's been going to run club, right? And so she's been doing it for like, we had a conversation a couple of weeks. She's probably doing like 8 weeks, right? Once a week. And she went to me, oh, I only did 2 miles this week. And I looked at her and went, oh, only 2 miles. Like 8 weeks ago, you weren't running. Like, is that a joke? And she looked at me and she was like, oh, yeah, I suppose. And I get this all the time with people going, oh, but I like they always feel like they need to do a 5K or a 10K or do you know what? Those hit those milestones. They're like, oh, I only did 2 miles, which I don't know, is 3K or something. I don't know it in case. Yeah, I think it is. But they're like, oh, I only did like this. And I'm like, but that's really good because like you're not always gonna want to do a 5K. You don't always have time to do a 5K or a 10K or whatever. Like any miles. Mile is a long way. Like, if you can run that, that's good. Like, remember this and remember where you were. Like, when you first started, you couldn't run a mile. You ran, walk, ran, walk, ran, walked. And now you're running too. Like, and she was like, oh yeah, okay, all right. It's like, yes, all right. But it is, isn't it? It's remembering those things. And I think for me, like, I just remember the first time I did a bench press at Sports Direct. I couldn't even lift 10 kilo, like a 10 kilo bar. Like, it was so hard. And then I have to remember, oh yeah, I remember that one day where I was by the road and I decided to do some press ups and I did them on my toes. And I was like, oh my God, I've done some press ups on my toes. This was like 12, 13, 14 years ago, whatever it is. But I still remember, keep those in my head for the days where I don't feel very strong and I think, oh yeah, but I can lift a 20 kilo bar with one hand, like, and walk around with it. Like, I would never have done that before, you know? There's those, you just have to constantly remind yourself where you came from and where you are now.
Definitely.
And I have a lot of conversations with clients going, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you are. And then you list the things that they weren't doing at the beginning and go, look at what you've now doing. And they're like, oh.
Mm.
And I'm like, yes. You might not always see it in your clothes and stuff, but you need to measure it with other things as well. It's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
about your size. Like, there's all these other
Yeah.
things.
Definitely. Definitely. No, I agree for sure. Yeah. And I think one last thing, I suppose, is um, discomfort is a part of growth. Like, we're never going to grow as a person if we don't put ourselves in uncomfortable positions. Like, I remember when I started out at a job I used to work for as a coach and had to start being on lives on Facebook and recording myself.
Mm.
And I hated it. And it was awful. And I felt so awkward. And I hated like watching myself back, and I would stutter, and it was just complete discomfort. But the more I did it, the more I just, because I had to do it because I was working for someone at the time. So, like, you need to put this video out, you need to record that. And I was like, God, like, I can't say, like, can't do it because that's my job. I've got to do it. But I hated it. So I just had to keep showing up and doing it over and over again. And now when I record a video, like, it's not scary at all. And I actually
Mm.
went on and did a talk the other day. It was on Zoom, but in front of people. And I don't get me wrong, I was scared. But I think because I had so much practice over the last however many years, I wasn't actually scared as I thought I might be, because of just something I've done over and over again. And that's how I manage, that's growth, isn't it? Like, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and do the hard thing to get the growth, or you're just going to stay where you are. Like, if your aim is to feel better, lose weight, whatever it is, it's going to be uncomfortable to get there. Because if you just keep doing the same things over and over again, you're going to be stuck. You're not going to move forward. You're not going to grow as a person. You're not going to reach, those steps that you want to reach. So, yeah, it's around it.
Yeah, so you have to push through the discomfort 100%. Well, you think when we first did this podcast, right? Well, we did one
Mm.
however many years ago, right? And I said to you, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. So we turned the screens off. We weren't even looking at each other. Like, and
Yeah.
now we do this and we don't shut the hell up. And we record bits of it to put on social media. Again, never thought I'd be putting shit on social media, but like now you don't even think about it, do you? You just walk along talking to a camera and you're like, yeah, it's fine. Like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because we've done it so many times. But yeah, like however 5 years ago, like you wouldn't catch me dead doing a podcast where you're recording it and putting it like every week, doing it every week. It was just awful. But now we do it, it's fine. And like you say, you've got to push through that discomfort. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And once you keep doing it, you'll just realize you'll go, oh, I'll actually just do that without thinking about it now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So you've got to have some discomfort to get to where you are.
Yeah.
Where you are, that doesn't make sense, to get to
Where
where
you
you
want
want to
to
be.
be.
That's it. That's it.
I knew what you wanted to do. Wanted to say, oh my life. Right, cool.
We're going to
Anyway,
wrap up
so
there.
yeah, we are. But maybe just think about it. Like, what is one hard thing you're going to choose today instead of the easy option? Yeah. So just go away when you're listening to the podcast, think, what can I actually do? And go out and do it.
Yes, definitely. Whether it's picking a portion of fruit over a chocolate bar after dinner, whether you're going to go out for a quick 10-minute walk after you've had your lunch rather than scroll on TikTok, something small that is harder than the easy option. Pick it. Let us know as well if you want to. We'd love to
Yeah,
hear.
absolutely. Tell us what you're going to pick and tell us what you've achieved because we love knowing what people achieve.
Definitely, definitely. And if you want to email us, our email is contactempoweryouFitness@gmail.com, or you can message us if you've got our numbers, or reach out to us on social media as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Go and listen to this and go and do it. Go do
Go do it. Right,
it.
that's enough for us today.
Absolutely. We can carry on forever, but we're not going to. Anyway, we'll catch
No,
you next week.
thanks so much for listening. And yeah, you will hear from us next week. Bye.
See ya.